What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today, me and Jace are going to show you guys our top 3 exercises to get massive delts.
Absolutely.
So stay tuned. All right, guys, so the first exercise is going to be face pulls with the rope attached to a cable. This is an absolutely essential movement and has been a standard exercise for our rear delts in all of our previous and present routines.
Absolutely. Robert introduced me to this exercise rather in about 2013. We've been doing it every shoulder day ever since, and transitioning to this push-pull leg split, we do it every second push day of every single week. It's an exercise that, although me and Rob have progressed tremendously as far as moving efficient weight, this is an exercise from a beginner standpoint that I don't think you need a whole lot of weight to start out. Even 50 to 60 on either side of the cable as you're doing this exercise is going to be phenomenal to get you started, just to make sure you're locked in as far as the form goes.
Exactly, and this exercise is a really good priming movement. So it kind of depends on how we want to approach our shoulder training that specific day, but how we've been doing it recently is we start out with this exercise to kind of work our way from the back to the front. And when you're really trying to emphasize specific muscle growth, I feel like it is essential to emphasize movements that target that specific muscle early on in the workout.
Absolutely. And I think this one too, just the range of motion and the overall stretch you get along with the contraction is absolutely essential for your rear delts. And you look at the angle that Rob's doing right now, his elbows are really contracting really well, and there's not a whole lot of blood flow that takes place as far as a whole lot of blood flow in the rear delt itself. It's a very small muscle, so there's not a lot of movements per se that you really need to incorporate. You don't need to incorporate 6 to 8 movements per workout. Usually incorporate 2 to 3 good solid exercises for rear delts each and every shoulder day.
Exactly, and the amount of reps and sets we prefer to do are about 3 sets of between 10 and 15 reps, so higher reps, higher volume. It's absolutely phenomenal exercise.
Try this one out.
Give it a try, guys.
Absolutely. As the second exercise that you're going to be viewing right now is standing cable rear delt flies. This is an exercise that when I first initially saw it in the gym, it looked so complicated, and I was kind of fearful to try it at first just because the crossover on the cable itself just looks like way too much. But doing this exercise, finding out that it's such an incredible exercise for the rear delts, I've done it ever since. I actually introduced this exercise to Rob, and we've incorporated it into our training ever since then.
Yeah, and since being introduced to this exercise, I have noticed extreme benefits in terms of the mind-muscle connection and muscle engagement I'm able to experience when I perform this exercise. The contraction is absolutely phenomenal, and the range of motion, it really mimics kind of like a pec deck rear fly, and I honestly prefer to do this exercise over the pec deck rear fly because I feel like I get a more stimulated contraction at the top or tail end of the movement.
Absolutely. It's a very regimented movement for sure, and I always find that on this exercise in particular, and mainly every rear delt exercise on the cable specifically, there's a lot of rocking that can take place from going heavier than you need to. On this one, I usually don't go heavier than 30 or 40 on either side. 40 is pretty damn heavy as far as this exercise goes, as far as trying to reach a maximum contraction that's efficient for rear delt growth. So this one, I'm not going crazy heavy at all. It's really regimented. It's really methodical. You'll notice on every single exercise that me and Rob do, our backs stay extremely straight as far as the angle that needs to be executed for this specific movement.
Yeah, and maintaining that proper posture is going to really benefit you not only in terms of injury prevention, but in terms of performing the exercise right, making sure you are taking those joints and those muscles through full articulation and full ranges of movements, but with proper technique.
Definitely.
All right, guys, so the last exercise is going to be bent over isolated rear delt flies. Now, this is an absolutely phenomenal exercise. It is one that I've grown to love recently, and this exercise we use it towards the end of our workout, kind of just as burnout sets. You don't want to go too heavy. You want to keep the volume high and weight fairly lower than previous exercises.
Definitely. The weight always stays very low on this. We always do this at the end of our rear delt work on our second push day of every single week. And notice here how there's like a half second to 1 second pause every single rep in terms of the contraction of every rep. I only do this because my rear delts are heavily pre-exhausted and we're going extremely light here. And also, this is an exercise that I heavily struggled with at first, just due to the angle that your back is at. Every single rear delt exercise that me and Rob have done in our training up until this point, 5-6 years, has been primarily, our backs have primarily been at this angle or slightly modified on the pec deck rear delt fly. But this one, your back is at a similar angle as like a bent over row almost.
Yeah.
So maybe even more so exaggerated, just to get the maximum contraction in the rear delt. But as soon as you kind of get it down, you see here my back's angled very well. I'm locked into place to where only, you know, my right arm's moving to contract that rear delt.
So try this exercise out, guys. Try this routine out. Let us know what you think. They're all phenomenal exercises and extremely effective.
Absolutely. Alrighty, guys, real quick, just want to give a monster shout out, as always, to our boy Trent down at Jack Culture in Rockland, California. Thank you so much, as always, man. We appreciate everything.
Definitely. It's absolutely a blessing to have a gym to be able to film at and train at during these times. I know a lot of you guys are stuck at home with the at-home workouts or just don't have access to a gym, so we're extremely thankful for that. And anything else you want to add?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Happy New Year to everybody. I'm glad that we kind of all escaped 2020 and are all alive and well. Stay safe. If you watched our New Year's podcast, thank you so much.
Big shout out to you.
Huge shout out. If you haven't, it's there. Watch it if you want. It's 2 hours and 32 minutes.
Of us just having a fantastic time.
Stay around. Stay around if you have some time.
Exactly.
As always, thank you so much for the support. This is our 3rd tutorial video.
Let us know what you guys want to see next.
Comment below.
Yeah, comment below. And let us know if there's any elements that you want us to add into these tutorial videos,
For
like
sure.
form checks, form breakdowns, etc. Just let us know down in the comments, and we'll be happy to provide that to you guys. Remember to always like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next
See you
video.
in the next video.
Peace.